Hey there, Delmarva. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining us today. We are your hosts. I'm Paige Marley.
I'm Leah Rizzo, and I feel like this week compared to last week is always going to be really difficult to get through because you're just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know when and where I am.
Nope.
But I'm here.
Those 2 days will really get you. If you were off on Thursday and Friday last week, some people were off on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, I like having a true holiday break, you know, like that 1 week off. Like, oh, hope you enjoyed your little break, like back in school, you know.
Exactly. So, well, most people are back today if you weren't back yesterday.
Yes.
Although people in Pennsylvania, it's hunting season in some parts. So I think they're back today as well, but I don't know, you all confuse me, but I love it. I love that for you. It's just, I know my friends in Pennsylvania who are teachers, they've had a long break.
Yes, but that's, you know, sometimes we need that, just a little refreshment. When you think about it, everything else, plants, certain animals, they all go to bed for the winter, you know, like we need a break.
Today was actually one of those days where I had so much trouble getting out of bed, not like trouble waking up, not anything like that. It was cold in my house and my bed was so warm and I was like, I wish it was hunting season here, you know.
And tomorrow is supposed to be even colder of a start.
Yeah. Well, let's not talk about that yet. Although Saturday is looking okay.
Okay, all right.
It's going to go like this. This is your weather for the week. Just like that.
Love it.
Yeah. I learned this from the meteorologist. That's what it's going to do. Bundle up.
Speaking of learning, maybe there are some facts out there that when you learn them, you're like, man, is this something I should have known my whole entire life that I just learned right now?
Because that happens to the best of us, you guys. Yeah, this was embarrassing. I was leaving for Thanksgiving break, you know, and so I'm like, okay, I'll be gone for a couple days, and I noticed the day before that my toilet just kept running. So, you know, I'm like, that's not good for my water bill or for anybody as I'm going to be gone for a few days. Called up my property manager, couldn't remember the name, property manager, and they were like, oh, okay, well, if we can't send someone out, just turn the water to your toilet off. And I'm like, okay, sure. Where's that? And the man on the other line goes, life lessons, Paige. I was like, okay. He's like, walk to your toilet. And this poor guy, it's like the day before Thanksgiving.
Right, yeah,
he
he's
just wants
tired.
to go home. He's also my neighbor, which is funny. So that's a whole other story. So I'm like, part of me is like, can you just come over and teach me? He's like, no, we're learning right now. So he walks me through the phone on how to, there's a little knob behind your toilet.
There you go.
That turns the water off to it.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't have known that either, actually, now that I think about it. I'll pretend like I would, but I wouldn't have known that.
No idea. And then he's like, he goes, and righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. I'm like, I got that far. Thank you.
That part we know.
That part I know. But yeah, what about you?
Yeah, mine's a lot less involved and I think a lot more frequent. Like, I feel like there's a bunch of these and kind of like whenever you ask somebody, oh, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite song? You're like, I forget everything I've ever known.
Exactly.
But one that I could think of, I didn't realize for a long time that until my boyfriend told me that coriander and cilantro are the same thing.
How mad does that make you?
And he was like, you know they're the same thing, right? And I was like, I did not know that. Thank you.
Who knew that? I think the opposite. I think your boyfriend was the only one who
He's
knew.
the only one who knew that, right? And they're, because I guess coriander is usually in like the spices, right? And then cilantro is like the leaves. So maybe
is
like
coriander the little like balls?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So I Googled it. I think I didn't do a lot of Googling. Those grow into cilantro, and the cilantro is just the leaf part that we eat.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
Or maybe like the coriander plant is like the whole thing, and then cilantro is like the dish that we do with the leaves. I don't know. The point is, I know I don't like it because I get that like soapy taste.
Yeah, I love it. I feel bad for people who have that soapy taste.
It's rough out there.
You're missing out. I know. At least we can't blame you because it's like a genetic thing.
Right. Yeah. And that's like, I never knew that was a thing until I guess like we, you know, every time you would go out to eat and, you know, at a Mexican restaurant, the salsa that comes out, and the fresher the salsa, the fresher the cilantro, and the soapier the taste. And I was like, man, like, are these bowls not getting washed out, right? Like, I didn't know why I didn't like the salsa there compared to like salsa in a jar. My dad was like, oh, does it taste soapy? And I was like, yes. And he was like, me too. That's the genetics.
I would imagine it's almost like color blindness, or if people have like a touch of color blindness, you know, they're like, I didn't know the world was different for everyone else.
Right, you live your whole life. And I remember when I told my friends that, they were like, well, how do you know it's like, does the way, like when you taste soap, is that different than, and I was like, well, I don't go around just eating soap. Like, I know that when you get shampoo in your eye, that's what and it like drips down into your mouth because you're like, that's what it tastes like.
Interesting.
So they were like ready to do all this science because they're the numbers people.
That's funny. Well, coriander, cilantro, who knew?
Same thing.
We are here to teach you so many things. And if you didn't know there's a little knob behind your toilet, now you do.
There you go. But I hope you did enjoy your weekend. Again, maybe if today is your first day back, maybe you did a little Black Friday shopping. Although we were talking about this because you can't be the only one sitting there thinking Black Friday just ain't what it used to be.
It's not, and I'm mad. I almost said a different word. I am mad. I got up Friday, like 6 a.m., and I thought that was late. You know, my mom and my sister, we go out Black Friday shopping, and we hit the first place. It was Kohl's, and we're like, okay, there's this huge sale at Kohl's. We're gonna go, and it was like your average day at Kohl's. It was so depressing. I'm like, why did I get up so early?
Yeah.
There was a sale on, I'm not going to say actually, because it's for my brother's Christmas present.
Oh.
There was a sale on something, and I thought it was going to be huge, and we ran to where they were selling it, thinking it's going to be sold out.
Right.
No, we could have taken our time.
Yeah,
it was depressing.
The competition is all gone. Like,
I
it used to
miss
be
it.
competitive, and I have a competitive spirit, which, like, I actually have never really been Black Friday shopping because, like, it wasn't my mom's thing, so we never did it as kids, like, as our tradition. So, like, it was never kind of like built into the family curriculum, if you will. So as an adult, I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll enjoy it. But then, like, Black Friday deals start earlier and earlier now, and they last later and later. Like, you might even still find some good deals even today.
That's what I was thinking. I still see Cyber Monday and Black Friday deals today. And it's like, what's the dealio? Why? I guess I get it. Why is everyone going out and going to go shop early Friday if they can just do it online or there's really no deals either. I didn't see good sales.
Yeah, there weren't too many, and that's I know along Coastal Delmarva though, like there were a lot of people here on Friday. Like there was, I remember I was like peeking out, seeing the traffic, and I was like, ooh, guess I'm staying in today.
Yes, I've been to the outlets almost every single year since I've lived here for Black Friday. This is the first year I didn't go, and I've always meet people from Jersey, Pennsylvania, because they want the tax-free shopping.
Yes.
So that does make a lot of sense, but man, yeah, it's just not what it used to be. I miss when it was like for 2 hours only, half off televisions.
Right.
And people were sprinting.
Yes.
And, you know, oh, that was
The great Cabbage Patch Kid Black Friday of 1988 or whatever, 86
Something.
maybe. I don't know, I wasn't there, but
Same.
I hear tell.
But man, yeah, it makes me sad. You know,
I know.
If some people, my sister was happy. She hates crowds, so maybe you feel that way. But I'm over it. I'm a little bummed out.
Yes. Well, maybe you did score a little bit here and there on your Black Friday shopping. Maybe some board games as you get ready for the holidays.
Yeah.
And I actually thought this story was really, really sweet.
Okay.
So it looks like a lot of board game companies are actually kind of readdressing some of their board games, and rather than skewing them towards a younger audience, they're actually readjusting them to skew towards an older audience, like your 65 plus crowd. So bigger fonts, bigger game pieces, even games like Trivial Pursuit, they're kind of expanding the knowledge a little bit older and a little bit younger. Because if you've ever played the OG Trivial Pursuit, that is hard because like all of the pop culture knowledge, like it's all from the 70s, I want to say.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, man, I don't know anything.
And that's like a niche. That's like some people really know that, but you can't expect us.
It was designed to be like a trivia game of its time.
Right.
So like when it was released, it was that time's general knowledge, but like if you weren't born then, you struggle.
And that's a great idea. Even you've played Life, those little cars with those little people.
Yeah.
And I can't even with my little grubby fingers get those little things in. So how can you expect someone older to? I love this idea.
I love that too, because I think board games, you know, that's something that always brings the whole family together. So if you're playing with grandparents or maybe even just your parents, and they're getting up there in years, it helps keep the brain fresh. And I think having games that everybody can play is always a good thing.
I love that. That's a great idea. Okay. Shout out to anyone who's doing that.
Yes, but also always a good thing, Coast Life. We've got a great show for you today. Our field correspondent, Maya Henry, is going to tell us what's coming up.
Coming up today on Coast Life, protect yourself and your loved ones with tips from the self-defense experts. And we're celebrating moms with relatable, heartfelt, and fun stories. And the holidays are here, and we have the perfect decorations to make your home pop this season. All that and more when Coast Life gets back.
Coast Life is brought to you by BB Healthcare, Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, Preston Automotive Group, Shell Brothers, and the Parker Group.
Leah, I'm already thinking about all the delicious treats I'm going to eat during Christmas.
There's a lot to tackle there.
Yeah. I say Christmas, I mean all of December, really.
Yeah, well, right. I read on average, people are going to like 10 holiday parties this year.
Amazing.
Or like
Not
this
enough.
month.
Just kidding. It's a lot. It's a lot. And the truth is, though, a lot of us maybe get nervous when this time comes, especially if you're trying to make some lifestyle changes. So if you're a little worried about maybe overeating or going to these parties, that is why today we have Kim Hyatt with us with BB Healthcare. Kim, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you guys for having me. It's good to see you guys.
Yeah,
we
great
love
to
talking
see you again.
to you. Yes.
So we made it through one holiday so far. We've got several more to go.
That's right.
It can be a very stressful time for a lot of people, not just patients that are on a surgical weight loss journey, but a lot of patients or people in general that are looking to maintain their health through the holiday season.
And I feel like we talked to BB the other day about how stressful holidays can be emotionally, mentally, and I think sometimes that can also take a toll on us physically when it comes to eating well during the holidays, because there's sort of this dual pressure, I feel like, of you want to join in all the fun, you want to eat all the treats that maybe aren't so good for you, but on the same side there, if somebody is maybe on a diet journey, they're like, people are going to be judgmental. Oh, should you be eating that right now?
Sure.
So what can people do, I think, to sort of work through that balance?
Sure. So I always say to my patients this time of year, I always say, listen, the holidays, it's one day. It's a holiday. It's not a holiweek. It's not a holimonth. And it doesn't have to be a whole season of eating.
Yeah.
And sometimes people feel very overwhelmed by all the choices that lay in front of them. But you really only have to get through that one day. So what I first recommend is set yourself up for success that day. So if your norm is to get up, and just go ahead and have a breakfast, or if you're not a breakfast person, eat how you normally do. Stick to your normal routine as much as you can. Drink your water, stay hydrated, and I always recommend that you should be moving daily. So if you have something to get to later that day, that's fine. Enjoy yourself at that day because you've set yourself up well. I do not generally recommend to my patients that they skip the meals earlier in the day so that they can eat more at a later time. This feast or famine mentality really can be detrimental and can set you up for feeling very guilty, deprived earlier in the day, overcompensating at the mealtime, and then the feelings of guilt afterwards, and the feeling of picking up the pieces, or, oh my gosh, have I undone all of the hard work that I've done so far? So if you just move about the day as you normally do, and then just account for the meal that you're going to have, and then you just get back on your normal routine the next day, that is a marriage of those two things without the yo-yo effect.
It sounds like it takes a lot of the pressure off, and I was telling you before we even started today that I've heard so many people will overeat on Thanksgiving or Christmas, and then they say, I'm just not going to eat the next day.
Right.
Why do you not recommend that?
I don't, because it's that whole, there's multiple things going on here. It's the feast or famine mentality that if I restrict enough, I can treat myself harder later, but it doesn't have to be that way, right? So then, like I said, mentally, we kind of feel a little bit of guilt with that, because we might even swing the pendulum too far and feel like we really, really ripped our lids off when it didn't have to be that way.
So let's get into maybe the treats then. So if neighbors are going to be stopping by homes, they're going to be bringing treats. Can you still, whether you've had surgery or whether you're just making some changes, can you still enjoy those treats?
Of course you can. And I don't think that anybody that's on a health journey, and a health journey isn't always a weight journey. So it could be other things like cardiac issues, blood pressure issues, other things, diabetes. There's multiple conditions that people are trying to navigate this time of year. So you can, of course, have any treat that you want to. Any decision is ultimately yours. And you can always accept those things and not necessarily consume the whole thing, right? So you can either freeze, give away to others, say thank you so much. If somebody says to you, oh, I made your favorite thing this time of year, or one bite won't hurt, or aren't you going to enjoy this? I know you love it so much. You can kind of navigate that by being like, thank you so much. I do love this. I'll have a little bit, when I'm ready for it, or thank you so much. And you can disperse amongst others around you. That way, it's not just sitting there right under your nose.
I feel like that's great advice, especially as I know, like the aftermath of the holidays. We hit Christmas, we hit New Year's, and then all your coworkers bring in all those leftover treats.
Right.
And we love it, but we also feel guilty.
Right, exactly. And I think there's also this huge pressure of like not wasting anything too. So I think you're right, taking that pressure off ourselves is helpful.
Yeah, and I recommend it. I recommend if you do have a particular relationship with a certain food or a thing, and you're not going to be able to say no to that thing, or you feel guilty not finishing it in its entirety, then it probably isn't a good idea to just keep it right there in your environment, because you're gonna be thinking about it and go back to it, and then the guilt sets in afterwards.
I think it's a great point. If someone is maybe trying to be sober on the holiday, we tend to support that. And okay, we're not going to bring that up to you, so maybe we should just try it this year. If someone says no, the answer is no, and you don't know what they're going through. And if someone is going through something maybe right now, maybe they are feeling bad about themselves after the holiday, what does BB offer to help them just be their best selves?
Sure, and I actually want to compliment you very much for saying it that way about, we often equate other health behaviors as a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
But when it comes to eating, or sometimes drinking, but eating things, we see that as a soft boundary. So your ability to, in a kind way, say, oh, no, thank you, or, oh, maybe the last time I ate that didn't agree with me, but thank you for thinking of me, you know, is a nice way to set the tone without being aggressive in the approach. People often think that drawing a boundary is a negative thing, or it's difficult, and it actually becomes easier, and it doesn't have to be done in an unkind way.
Yeah.
So a lot of what we do in the program then, when we have our patients that come in who are looking for help, now not everybody is opting for a weight loss surgery or quite understands if that's going to be the right weight loss option for them. So we do offer free seminars for patients to get more information, and one of the things that I love to do is work with patients outside of the office setting, meaning in an exam room office, and offer that they come to support groups, classes, engage with each other, so that we can teach these things like how to navigate social situations, or when your body changes, or when you look different than you did before, how do you go ahead and navigate that without self-sabotaging? So we offer a comprehensive approach, both surgically and behaviorally at our office.
Yeah, options for a lot of different people. Love it. That's incredible. Just real quick then, Kim, how can they get started? Is there a website they should go to, or how can they find you and get this started?
Sure. We have several options actually. So you can call our Georgetown office. You can also go to the BB Healthcare website and just search bariatric. We'll pop up as the providers there. We have 2 surgeons, then myself as the dietitian. And there's also online inquiries where you can just put your information in without any obligation, and that through the website we'll go ahead and send to our staff where they can be reached out to if they want to attend a seminar.
Fantastic, awesome. Hey, the holidays can be hard, but BB's here for you.
Yes.
You know, that's good to know. I think that's going to make people feel really good about themselves, Kim.
Yes, thank you for having me very much. And I know that it's a hard time for a lot of people, but it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. You're right. Well, Kim, thank you so much for being here. As always, we appreciate it. We have more Coast Life for you guys very, very soon, so stick around. You know, Leah, it is funny that it's Tuesday, and we were just talking before the show got started about just ways we keep ourselves safe in our home.
Yes.
Ways we try to stay prepared.
Yes. Well, and I mean, you and I are both consumers of true crime content, and sometimes it helps you feel, I guess, a little bit prepared in terms of like you're not navigating the world assuming that it's a perfectly safe place, and maybe you're like, ooh, if only that person had been a little bit more prepared in this area or that area, like, you know, maybe they could have avoided something. But that's why we really love our self-protection classes with Seaside Krav Maga in Lewis.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny too, some people here at Coast TV, they will not pick on us. They say it funny where they'll say, don't mess with Paige and Leah. They know how to defend themselves now. And it does feel pretty good.
It does.
Yeah,
because it's true.
It is true. Yeah, we're more prepared than we were a year ago.
That's exactly right.
So every time you go, you're going to be a little bit more prepared. And like Leah said, there are unfortunately some people who just think it couldn't happen near me. I live in a safe neighborhood. This would never happen. That's just not true. So today we are going to check in with Chris and Ted at Seaside Krav Maga in Lewis. They have this week's Get Home Safely tip.
Hi, I'm Chris Anderhagen.
And I'm Ted Dabbs, and we're here today at Seaside Dojo Krav Maga in Lewis with some more tips on how to get you home safely. Today we're going to talk about what to do if somebody is swinging a blunt object at you towards your head, such as a club. It could be a crowbar or any, maybe even a bottle, and what to do to defend yourself from that kind of an attack.
Yeah, you can't stop the motion, and you'll see that when you watch how we defend it. We deflect it. We don't go perpendicular to it because we'll get a broken arm, and that's not the way we want it to end. So some of the things that we do you won't see unless you know this technique. We deflect and then we go with intensity like we talked about last week. You need to be going hard, and then you either leave, you can take the weapon away and use it if you need to.
Yeah, Chris, this is an excellent example of one of our principles in Krav where we talk about defending and attacking simultaneously. And you know, a lot of people, when they think about weapons, and other instructors possibly think about the actual weapon and trying to disarm the weapon. We're not trying to focus on that right now. We're trying to create an injury, and that in itself will actually disarm the weapon. So that's a more effective way than trying to actually get the weapon out of somebody's hand.
The other principle that is important here is it's counterintuitive, but I close the distance. I go in. If I get hit at the end of that weapon, that's where it's moving the fastest and has the most impact and power. I close the distance, so all I get hit with is its arm, takes the weapon out of play. It's counterintuitive, but it's one of Krav's techniques. Close the distance and start doing damage as quickly as you can.
And that's what we teach here at Seaside Krav Maga. We teach principle-based techniques and methods that work across all scenarios, whether you're athletic, whether you're young, whether you're old, they will work.
And it is important to note, we just want to remind you guys they have classes for people of all ages.
Yeah.
And all experiences.
Which, I mean, when you think about it, it's never too early to start learning self-protection. So they do offer classes for kids.
Yeah, a lot of after-school programs. So parents, you can go, maybe watch a couple classes, and just maybe it'd be a good idea for your family.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've ever had those moments too, where like you think back to your own childhood and you're like, man, I'd have been kidnapped so many times. Like, so if you really do think about increasing that self-awareness, that just, you know, you're getting everybody prepared to hopefully never have to use any of the things you learn in that class, but at least that, even just that situational awareness, like we can't express enough how important that first step is.
Yeah. The classes can't hurt. They can only help you. So make sure you guys check them out. You can go on their Facebook, Seaside Dojo or Seaside Krav Maga. Again, they are in Lewis. But we have some more Coast Life coming your way for right now, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This segment of Coast Life was brought to you by Seaside Krav Maga.
Leah, it's time for one of our new favorite segments.
Yes.
We talk about mom moments. These always just get good laughs.
These are the stories that are going to embarrass, you know, if you're the kid, these are the stories that are going to get brought up to haunt you year after year, Thanksgiving after Thanksgiving, Christmas after Christmas. And you're like, Mom, please don't tell that story again about the time that I was the worst.
Exactly. Because we all have those. We know we drove our parents a little nutty.
I know all the times I was the worst.
Yep. And we'll get our comeuppance one day. But for right now, this one's a little close to my heart because my sister and my mom actually shared this mom moments. This is my niece. Her name is Mason. She's adorable, obviously.
So cute.
So cute. This is Mason after she painted her body blue. My poor mother, my sister's a teacher.
Aww.
So my mom watches her during the day. And my mom was doing some little arts and crafts. And she stepped out for maybe a minute.
Blink of an eye, that's all it takes.
It's all it takes. I feel bad because my mom was actually answering my phone call. So this is partly my fault. And Mason decided she wanted to look like a Smurf that day. The best part, maybe the worst part, is after she painted her whole body, she went, oh, and just sat on the couch.
Oh, no.
So
no.
I was at my parents' over the weekend, and
How's the couch?
Oh, it was bad.
It's blue.
Yeah.
So not washable paint, I'm assuming.
It was not, well, I think everyone thought it was.
Well, so sometimes washable too. They'll say washable and like it will wash off skin.
That's exactly right. So we chalked it up to my mom said, you know, well, at least now when I look at it, I laugh. And it's there now as like a sweet thing.
Aww.
That's how we're gonna think about it. Is
Nice.
like, oh, when Mason was here, I think we keep the couch and give it to Mason as her first couch when she moves out.
That would be cute.
In 18, how old is she? 16 something years?
Yeah, whenever.
Whatever. So
yeah.
If you have some damaged furniture, some paint on the wall, some handprints.
It's funny. Well, so my parents, you know, they waited till all of us were done moving out of the house and before they started any kind of renovation. So like their house has stood still for 30-something years.
Smart.
And when my sister and I were little, we used to make these dolls with like popsicle sticks and pipe cleaners and stuff and hot glue.
Nice.
And we would do it on the carpet, like right near the TV, because that's like where our little craft corner was set up. And so this little corner of the carpet for, again, what was once a white carpet, 30 years later, no longer, had all these little like hot glue spots that you couldn't get up. And so when my parents were remodeling everything, my mom was like, I was almost kind of sad to tear up that carpet. I was like, really? Because it was just like a mess. And she was like, yeah, but you guys spent so much time there.
That's so sweet. I think that's good if you're feeling overwhelmed. Maybe your kid spilled something on your white couch or something. I did see something on Facebook where it was like, be grateful for those moments because some people wish they had those moments.
That's
you
true.
know, they wish they had, kiddos running around or a couch that was stained blue. So that's just our more positive way of looking at it.
It's all about perspective. Yes.
Even though in the moment, I get.
Oh, in the moment you're seeing red. The moment you see blue, you're seeing red.
That's exactly right. So you go, Mason. I hope she becomes an artist one day.
I'm sure she she is going to take over the world one day.
I hope so. She'll be the next Picasso. But don't forget, you can send us your mom moments. If any of this just sounds a little too familiar, email us, team@coastlife.com. Send us some pictures, and we'll show them so the other moms know they're not alone.
Yes, because that's kind of what this is all about, you know?
That's right.
Well, we've got some more Coast Life headed your way, so don't go anywhere. All right, rockers, the holiday season is coming up, and I know that you probably want to win some cool stuff. Well, what better way to do that than by listening to 93.5 The Beach? I'm hanging out with Paula and Glassman, some familiar voices to you, but you get to see their lovely faces today. How are you guys?
We're great. We're really excited for the holidays. Slays the Holidays starts December 1st.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about Slays the Holidays. This is a great giveaway to get in on. I remember when you guys did this last time. I mean, there's some cool prizes up for grabs.
Absolutely. And this year we've expanded it to the entire month of December.
Hey.
So many cool prizes like...
Well, we have a autographed and used drumhead
Hey,
from Papa
look
Roach.
at that.
Authentic.
It's authentically used by Papa Roach. There's a drumhead from Disturbed, one from Muse. We have one from Shinedown coming. Speaking of Disturbed, we have autographed vinyl from them. We also have vinyl from Volbeat, 3 Days Grace. We have the new Avenged Sevenfold album that is autographed as well.
And this is so cool.
And this is cool as well. Another one is a set list from Avenged Sevenfold.
What?
That is autographed.
That's awesome.
And on top of that, we've got concert tickets for the likes of Blink-182, Disturbed, Green Day, Creed, Three Doors Down, Finger 11, the Summer 99 tour. We also have lots of posters, including a numbered lithograph from Guns N' Roses, autographed
Very cool.
by
that
Duff,
great?
Axl, and Slash.
That's
And
awesome.
Don't forget the guitars.
we have autographed guitars coming. We have one from Asking Alexandria, one from Eva Under Fire. There is Bullet for My Valentine and a new band called Blind Channel that we are currently playing that are really fun. We also have, which was a surprise when it came to us, we didn't know it was coming. It's another autographed small poster of Stone Temple Pilots with Chester Bennington.
Yes.
What?
So someone during Slays the Holidays will win an authentic Chester Bennington autograph. So cool.
That's so cool. So I mean, basically, if you're a rock fan of any rock band, you've got a chance of winning some really sweet swag or concert tickets associated with that band. Now, you guys have all this cool stuff because you've been on the air for quite a few years now. Is that right?
35 years. So we are wrapping up our 35th year. We've had so much fun doing so many great things all year long. Prizes, experiences for everyone. It doesn't stop every day in December. December with Slays the Holidays. More prizes.
All right. So yeah, you said every day in December, but for people that want to get a little bit more information, where can they go?
935thebeach.com.
Awesome. And I think one of the coolest things that every time we talk to our radio friends that like I really can't express enough is, you know, you hear some of these really cool big contests and you're thinking, oh, I'm not going to win that. But these are never national contests. Like,
Right.
This is a local contest. Someone on Delmarva is going to win these prizes.
You have to live on Delmarva.
Yeah, you have to live on Delmarva to win. So all the rules and information are at 935thebeach.com. But that's 31 prizes. Really great odds of winning.
Yeah, I
But
think
you
so.
got to play to win. So pay attention. We'll tell you when.
Awesome. Do you guys have anything on that list that you wish you could win, but obviously you can't?
Oh, man. All the things are great for any collector, any rock fan that likes these bands. Man, just cool stuff.
But yeah, it's one of the hardest things in radio, and yet one of the most rewarding things, because like obviously you get attached to the prizes, but at
Sure.
the same time you like to share your love of music
Absolutely.
with all the dedicated listeners.
Especially the guitars. That's my very favorite prize every single year. We've got a lot of them this year, and a lot of times those guitars go into the hands of a kid who starts to play. What's better than that?
Awesome. So when can people catch your shows?
Oh, I'm on 10 to 2 every day.
2 to 7 every weekday.
Awesome. Well, make sure you tune in and leave those radios on 93.5 The Beach for the month of December, because you got a pretty good chance of winning some really awesome prizes. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Leah, good good news and bad news.
Okay.
You already know it.
Yes.
But
let's hear the bad news first.
bad news is no more beautiful pumpkin centerpiece. I know. Cry, mourn for the beautiful pumpkins. Good news. Ready? We're decorating for Christmas.
Yay!
Well, we're not.
Well, no.
Yeah.
They don't want us to help decorate for Christmas.
They've told us.
As passionate as we would help decorate, I think we would not do the best job.
That's right. So the same people who decorated beautifully for fall, our friends at Lords of Mercantile, they're here right now. They're getting set up for Christmas. They're going to decorate the whole studio for Christmas. It's going to take a while.
Yeah, so I think maybe we should just kind of get out of the way.
Let's get out of the way and let's fast forward through it. It's here.
Yay! Take a look.
Doesn't it look amazing?
Yes, it always does, because
Yes.
our friends at Lords Mercantile in Millville always do such a phenomenal job with our studio. I remember how excited we were for fall when you guys came in, and so as we knew the season was coming to a close, and we were like, when are we decorating for Christmas? And so we were so excited to have you guys here. Thank you, as always, for doing this.
Oh, well, it's our pleasure. We're so excited to be here again. It's always fun to hang out with you guys. But Christmas, you know, Christmas was really fun. In fact, I was really looking forward to it when we did fall. But but it was a little tricky because there are so many different themes, you know, and everybody has a different idea of what the meaning of Christmas is to them. So that's what we try to do, little vignettes, that, capture the different, themes and spirits of Christmas for everybody.
Yeah.
And you did that.
You did a beautiful job.
Yeah, so let's look at them real quick then, the different shelves. So we have up here, this one is the nativity one, you can see there. And then we have the gingerbread houses. I know, sorry, I'm blocking you. Santa's on the bottom. Behind me is snowmen. We have cookies and, of course, Christmas trees.
Yes.
And I just love these Merry Christmas signs up here. They're everything. So people watching, they're going to want to know your thought process, your ideas behind it. So what are some tips that you would give people when they're decorating for Christmas?
Yeah, so I would say the first tip is to please come see us at the store.
Yes.
Because we have a lot of beautiful Christmas merchandise. And also I would say, think outside the box. It doesn't have to be traditional red, gold, green. It can be whites, navies.
We have a lot of navy.
We have some beautiful sort of seafoamy green and blues and whites. We really have a mixture of everything. And so come see us. We'll help you put together, a beautiful display for your holiday house.
Yeah, the girls are really good with taking what you already have and just adding a couple things to it. So if you come in and you see Joellen, if you see Chris, you see Gigi, all the girls on the floor, just bring them a picture. They can add in greenery or some trees here and there, but keep everything the same, keep what you want, and then just add in little touches here and there. So they're really good at that.
Yeah, you guys are really good at mixing textures, mixing colors, and I think it can be so overwhelming, especially around the holidays, because there is a lot to play with.
Yeah, there is.
You're like, oh, what do I do?
Oh, yeah.
And you guys are such experts and so friendly when you do it. So you're like, oh man, we're just hanging out with friends. We were joking about how comfortable we are hanging out. We're we hide stuff under the couch. Our secrets.
They're the best. And tell us too about the centerpiece, because it's not just decor. There's so much going on.
Yeah, it's definitely a team business. So there's Lord's Mercantile, and then there's Lord's Landscaping right next door. And our friend Heidi over at the Landscaping Center put together this beautiful centerpiece for us.
She's amazing.
She's so amazing and so creative and talented. And she can do a custom garland for you, for your mantle, for your staircase. She can put together centerpieces for you. Just come in with your ideas and color scheme, and whether it's faux or real, she's just so talented. They all are over there. So
the greenery wizards.
Yes,
I mean,
they are.
It's like a one-stop shop for your indoor and your outdoor Christmas decor.
Yeah, and there's Christmas trees at the garden center too. Real Christmas trees. Yes. So we've got real and fake.
Did we mention everything here you can find at Lord's Mercantile?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. Something you like?
Yes, exactly. I mean, you see a million things. So or send us a little inquiry, team at coastlife.com. We can always ask them for you if there's one specific thing you're interested in, or just go in and do some shopping.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for being here, and thank you for this. This is so exciting, not just for us, I think our viewers too.
Yeah,
Awesome.
thank you all. Thank you. Happy holidays.
Yes, you too. All right, we have a little more Coast Life. We are not done celebrating our new set just yet, so stay right where you are. We'll be right back. Leah, I cannot get enough of our set.
I know, it has me in such the holiday spirit. I was already starting my Christmas music and listening to that, both to and from the office, but now it's just...
It's perfect.
I'm here. I'm ready.
Yes, we are ready. It came at the right time. Yes. Too, Do you have a favorite shelf or favorite decoration?
Ooh, I feel like that's going to change every day because everything is so cute, but I think I'm with you that I really like the trees.
So pretty.
I think the snowmen are really cute too. So you're gonna have to come back to me.
That's fine.
Every day, it's gonna be different.
I've noticed, I'm looking at the monitor really quick. Right here, this cookie, it's an ornament of the peanut butter cookie with, is it a Hershey kiss in? With the Hershey kiss in. Those are my favorite Christmas cookies, so I think that ornament is my favorite.
Are we gonna be seeing some of those tomorrow?
Ooh, tomorrow? This week.
This week? Okay.
This week, I can promise this week. Oh. You're right. I did promise everyone, I'm like, baking's going to be here.
That's what, right. I thought I heard that, so I thought I might remind you, inspire you.
I'm not alone. We were looking at some fun Christmas facts before we let you guys go. Apparently, some studies show people normally gift clothes and accessories a lot for Christmas.
Yeah, you can maybe already put me on that list of gifters.
Exactly. But what's become more and more frequent in actually passing clothes and accessories, food and liquor.
Oh, I guess that's not really that surprising.
It's not. I think
some of our favorite things.
Exactly. I think a lot of people bake this time of year. I often gift pies or something. So.
Well, I mean, we've been talking about too that like people really appreciate, I think sometimes homemade gifts, especially when budgets are a little bit tighter. If you are a very good baker, that's a great gift to give. And I think people get excited about certain like annual foods every year. I know that like when people make those like roasted almonds, or maybe it's even walnuts with like the cinnamon and stuff. Like,
girl,
they're so good.
Yeah, I forgot those existed. No, you're right.
Because I'm not the one who makes them.
I think they're pecans.
But whoever, yes.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
But whenever somebody brings those into the office, I'm like, yes.
Unreal. Obsessed. That's a good point. Well, we could talk Christmas all day, guys, but we'll be back here tomorrow with our new cute set. So we'll let you go right now. Coast TV News at 5 is up next. We'll see you tomorrow.